Good evening everyone and welcome along to Fantari Racing League. We are here of course on F1 2021. It is F1 Season 14, round number 5 of the championship as we take on the Austrian Grand Prix from the Red Bull Ring. My name is James Hay, going to be taking to the stream as always for tonight on a Tuesday as always. And joining me in the commentary box, it is FRL Oliver. Oliver, how you doing? If he's here.
Yeah, I'm here. I am here. I'm having a fight with my mic right now, so hopefully my mic is working. But good evening, everyone. Or anywhere around the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How is everyone doing? My name is FRL Oliver, as everyone knows, for the famous 5 race now. And yeah, it's actually going to be interesting, James. We have a brand new feature, as you can see already. One-shot quali and 18 laps. And this is the first time in FRL series, a Formula 1 sprint race. And how it will go down is that everyone will have a one-shot quali lap, and it will be up to them for their tyre decision. How the tyre decision work will be dependent on the driver, and it will be interesting to see if a couple of drivers do go on the mediums and get in the top 10. And that will just show, because some tyres are actually very quick on the mediums in the 25% race. So once we get the 25 race done, whoever finishes in the top 8, it will go to a interesting format for the point system. Everyone who remembers the dominance of Michael Schumacher, but beaten then by Fernando Alonso from the era 2005 to 2006, I believe they started the new point system in 2006, and that's the point system we are going for. So whoever wins the race will get 10 points. Whoever finishes second will go to 8. Third is 6th, 4th is 5th, then it all just go down to 4, 3, 2, 1. The top 8 will get points, and after that we'll go to the full race, and everyone will be doing on whatever tyre setting they would like. So we do not have this interesting strategy for the 18 minute. It's actually how quick can the drivers go, and what's their backup track card to actually get to a active effect. So it's gonna be good, James. I've been looking forward for this. F3 and F4's had fun, but we know that Formula 1 and Formula 2, they're quick, but I think Formula 1 are going to show a dominance, and I'm expecting a good show tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully you're not going to be the 20th driver, by the way, out on track. I noticed that you're not spectator at the minute. We don't want a scenario where you're taking up a free seat. Ryan, by the way, has just had a power cut, so he'll be joining maybe for the feature race rather than the sprint race. He said, T-Hawk's just messaged me actually saying he might need a little bit longer to sort it out, but he should be back for the feature race, which means I will probably give him an invite after everything is done. And as Oliver has mentioned, of course, if you're a fan of TTML and you know what TTML is all about in terms of the actual sprint racing and the feature race, it's exactly the same. Don't worry about it. We've got 2 races for you, of course, here tonight. One-shot qualifying and 25%. Montana, by the way, coming into the comment section as well and saying, one-shot quali on this track with these track limits equals pain. And we know the pain. Judging by F4 last night, plenty of drivers invalidated on their one-shot qualifying, but we'll look like we're going to be good to go very soon indeed. I've had the call, I believe, that we're going to be getting going in around a minute's time, which is very good indeed, which means I need to run through the championship standings quickly. It is, of course, tied on points coming into tonight. Yona, of course, took the win in Azerbaijan. Montana there in second, and Remco finishing in third. He did get that podium in the end. Jensen, though, leading the way along with Ruti, both on 51 points, so it's tied for the lead at the top. Lou there in third on 40 points, Yona in fourth on 38, Montana in fifth on 36, Barak in sixth on 31, Kazizel in seventh on 27, Ryan eighth on 26. Then it is Tom and Meti C running off the top 10. They're both on 20 points. Remco, of course, after that qualifying, after that really good feature race, really good feature. Really good third place, I should say, last week in Baku. Finished there, he's in 11th position, of course, in the standings. Petr, Bunty, Callum and Davydenko, top 15. Physico, Harman, Mentos and Teal'c have so far scored points. Oliver about to get going into one-shot qualifying. Quickly speak about the drivers' standings. We'll run through the constructors in due course. But Jensen, Ruti, obviously out on top, tied for points. I think it's going to come down to 3 drivers, though, tonight. Tom, Jensen, Montana.
Definitely, it'll be very interesting. We know how quick the Montana man, the Switzer man, he, as we know him, as Sebastian Buremi, we remember him, and he's just got the same fighting talent. Very aggressive, but knows how to show that prediction. And like Montana says, yes, exiting and cutting the corner equals pain on the track. It is very hard, very stressful, and everyone's going to be raring to go. Hopefully it goes alright. As we roll into the constructors, as everyone's going to start up, it's Haas, Alpine, McLaren, AlphaTauri, Williams, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo in the prediction. And surprisingly, how Haas managed to get 1 point in Azerbaijan is unheard of, but they managed to get a point and still winning the championship with 71 points. Alpine with 59, McLaren in third with 52, AlphaTauri in 4th with 48 points, Williams 42 points in 5th, Mercedes 38 in 6th, Aston Martin 36 in 7th, Red Bull, not for the Christian Horner fans, 23, Ferrari 20 and Alfa Romeo with 18. So Haas has got a big gap.
Nicely done there. Yona, we're going to ride on board with on the run in towards turn number 1. Interesting, actually, he's chosen to go for a set of medium compounded tyres. Yona coming out of turn number 1, of course, race winner last time out. Remco, I believe, is just invalidated. Yoro there out on top, Montana second, Jensen in third. Are we going to see a medium runner perhaps on pole position? Up the hill in towards Remus at turn number 3, 16.0 from Yona through the first sector. So that is a 16 flat, and it's Rocco and Yoro there out on top. Yoro, of course, making his first appearance of the season as a reserve in the AlphaTauri tonight. Yona, though, on board with him, running down in towards turn number 4, that down in towards Schlossgold, and then through the right hand of turn number 5, and then into the Pirelli curve, of course, at turn number 6, which, of course, you break the 50-metre board, get that car rotated in nicely, and Yona's done exactly that, coming through the middle sector, 44.5, on that set of medium compounded tyres. Of course, mediums to softs is probably a better strategy than softs to mediums, which is why you're seeing a majority of the drivers on a set of mediums. Yona coming through in towards turn number 9, then into Red Bull Mobile curve coming through turn number 10. Yoro looks like it's going to be out on top. Lou in second, very close qualified. That is one shot. In the end, Montana's down in 11th. Montana in 11th, that's the big shock, and I think Jensen might have actually invalidated his lap as well. We'll cut you through the full grid order very soon indeed, but Montana immediately down 11th on spot. We'll run through the grid order now, and it is Henry out on top, not Yaro, sorry. Henry out on top, Lou in second, Yaro in third, Lou second on a set of medium compounded tyres, by the way, very quick lap. Rocco in 4th, Bunty is in 5th, set of softs, Harman in 6th, Jensen is in 7th, so he didn't invalidate his time. Yona in 8th, Tom in 9th, Davydenko ran off the top 10. Bit of a mixed strategy, I've got to say, in that top 10. We'll come on to that, of course, as we go to the formation lap. Montana there in 11th, Physico in 12th, Petr 13, Teal'c in 14, Ruti, joint championship leader, has disqualified himself, Kalama, and the validations out on track, MedTC, Mentos, and Remco. So no lap time set there from them guys. Henry, though, out on top, Lou in second, you're on third, and if you were betting, man, I don't think you would have predicted that top 3.
At that point, I think my house would have been up for sale at that point, not going to lie. I've probably lost all the money from the Monaco gambling addiction with that, but at the end of the day, yeah. See Montana in 11th. That's like the same thing with Lewis Hamilton finishing, qualified in 16th. The man was heartbroken, I bet Montana is. But at the end of the day, that is not the importance. Now, this is a famous people line. And this is mainly from TRL Limitless. You got to be fast without getting penalty, but that is the hardest thing, especially on a 25%, like on a 25%, literally. This is going to be really hard to predict for seeing who gets it, but at the end of the day, it's not the top 10, it's the top 8.
It is the top 8 indeed that do score points, not the top 10, so it'll be very interesting to see how everyone gets on. Not sure whether everyone broadcast cam or TV pod cam, whatever one it is. Henry, though, is out on top. Lou in second, Yoro there in third. Should be an interesting race here tonight, I think, in FRL. There are the tyres that everyone is on. Of course, top 10 qualified on that sort of soft compound tyre, barring Lou, Jensen, Yona and Tom, all on a sort of medium compound tyres. Montana, of course, has chosen to go for the soft compound tyre. Interesting strategy from him. Physical there in 12th as well on softs, along with Ruti and Mentos. They get a free choice, of course, as do all of the drivers, by the way, in the feature race. They all get a free choice of tyre, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me on that. Medium compound tyres, though, Petavolt, or Callum, ATC and Remco, they're on a set of medium compound tyres. Henry out on top, though. I'm immediately looking at Lou in second and thinking, he's on that set of medium compound tyres. As long as he stays with Henry under this start, Lou, I think, is probably going to win this.
Sure, but at the end of the day, does this also affect Lou as well? At the end of the day, we could have like an instant at turn 1 and the safety car will be instantly deployed. And that will really open up the strategy, because then everyone will go in the pit and it'll just be a splash and dash, but not for the fuel, for the tyres. And if everyone do that, I think everyone would want to go on the hards, whoever is on the softs. And no, on the mediums, sorry, because like I say, look at Lou, he's on the mediums, but if a safety car comes out, that would basically be a pointless bit, unless he wants to stay out and try his best. But at the end of the day, it all depends on how others can drive, and hopefully no safety cars to affect Lou.
Yeah, regardless, I think it's going to be simple one-stop strategy. Softs to mediums, medium to softs. Set of softs, you'd imagine around lap 8. Set of mediums, you'd imagine around lap 10 or 11. Final cars are rejoining up on the grid. Oliver, quickly, who's your top 3?
3 for the sprint race is going to be Lou, Montana and Bunty.
Interesting. We're just waiting on somebody to ready up there, but the 5 red lights are coming on for the first time here. It is FRL's first ever sprint race, and it is lights and away we go. Lou gets a very good start off the line, actually. Henry is going to lead in towards turn number 1, though, and then behind, actually, the Alfa Romeo of Tom, right on the back of Jensen. I think they all filter through turn 1 safely. I'm not sure if there's any spinners in the background. There isn't. Henry leads the way then. Lou in second, Yoro in third. He's coming under pressure from Rocco. In behind, the Brit on the back of the FAC driver, up the inside, in towards turn number 3. Schlossgold is 3 wide in the background. Yona, Jensen and Montana are all going side by side, and actually Yona gets the move done, and he's fighting side by side neither with Jensen. Bunty in the meantime fighting side by side with Harmon. Down in towards Schlossgold at turn 4. The Aston Martin tries to dive it down the inside. Oh, look at Harmon on the brakes. Wow, that was unbelievable. Bunty sweeps underneath. Bunty sweeps underneath and gets them both. So Q basically an outbreak on the brakes from Harmon. Jensen and Yoro are fighting quite hard as well, and Yoro's the one that's lost a lot of positions, and there's contact. And that is Harmon and Petavolt, I think that is round, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually Bunty and Harmon, sorry. Bunty and Harmon are the 2 round. Off track, I think that is. There's no VSC or safety car. I think Yoro got a couple of a collision there with Harmon as well. But Henry leads the way. Lou in second, Rocco in third. Drama on lap 1, ATC's into the pit lane. Must have picked up a bit of front wing damage. But up front, very clean indeed. As there's 3 wide in towards turn number 1. The Alpha Tauri, that is Callum and Montana fighting side by side. Montana's really not liking this early on. He's down in 12th, but Henry leads the way. Lou in second, Rocco in third. At the end of the first lap, Yoro, ATC and Harmon all into the pit lane. Bunty got spun around, but luckily he hasn't came into the pit for a front wing change.
Yeah, definitely. It was very unfortunate as well, as Bunty was trying to go round the outside, but then I don't know what made Harmon. Harmon wanted to go at the inside, and Harmon just missed his braking point. That's the problem. You really want to get on the exit of that curve, but not too wide, just to get a warning.
Yeah, unfortunate for Harmon, down in 19th position. You're over there 18th, MTC 17th. They're all coming out the pit lane now. But it is Henry that does lead the way, from Lou in second, Rocco in third, Jensen there in fourth. We see Physical on the back of Petavolt. Everyone filtering through turns 7 and 8 safely. Oh, as my voice is already going after that first lap, goodness me. Henry leads the way, Lou in second, Rocco in third. I need to get more air into my lungs, I think. Callum has just picked up a 3-second penalty. He's on the back, actually, of Ruti. Ryan has managed to rejoin the session, which is good to see. We will, of course, get a new lobby up between the sprint race and the feature race, just so there's no glitches in the lobbies. But DRS now enabled. I think we might see Ruti on the back of Physico. I don't think anybody is close enough actually up the hill and towards turn number 3 at Remus. But I've got to say, compared to F4, These guys are significantly cleaner than the start of F1 last week, than the start of F4 last night, because we had a safety car immediately as Ruti's going to go side by side with Physical. I told you this move would come. Ruti down the inside line, tries to get the move done. I think he might. He's on the inside line for 5. There should be job done, I think, for the Finn on his fellow countryman, and it is. Ruti through, and he's into 9th. The CPI drivers, of course, fighting out in EML tomorrow night, which, of course, you can catch, and Ruti is one of them in League 1. That is going to be competing tomorrow, but Henry leading the way, Lou in second, Rocco went third, and immediately, as we see, Lou has spun coming out of the final couple of corners.
Yeah, too aggressive on that curve, and he really needs to be careful on rejoining because he's in ghost mode. Luckily, all the drivers go through him, and he's just done all right, but yeah, just too aggressive on the final corner. That's the problem. If you do put your tyre, and Calaba's going for the move, but Calaba's go wide, Physical's go round the right of the corner, and it's not over yet because Men's at it now, trying to smell his front wing where he do want to put it in, trying to go round the outside.
Oh my god, it's 3 wide in the background. Sorry to cut you off. Remco, Lou and Mentos, but 3 wide coming in towards turn number 3, and it's Lou that's actually just came out on top of that. Remco, though, is trying to chase him down in towards turn number 4. Sorry to cut you off there. Literally saw the 3 wide in the background and had to cover it. And T-Hawk's right on the back of this as well. Mentos has just picked up a penalty, but Henry there leads the way. Rocco in second, Jensen in third. Really go battling up and down the field, though. You have to feel sorry for NTC, Yoro and Harmon getting caught up in those collisions early on, and through no fault of their own, really, just curbs and all sorts of track limits, and obviously any incidents will be reported to the stewards as a result. But Ruti on the back of Petterval, coming through the final corner, so for 7th and 8th position, Ferrari against the McLaren. Can the McLaren come out on top of this battle? Running down towards turn number 1, I don't think he will be. Henry leads the way, Rocco in second, and in the end, Oliver, they're 2.1 seconds ahead of Jensen, but now the mediums will begin to come into play as Ruti, in the meantime, on the back of the Czech man, coming in towards turn number 3. Ruti is going to go for the inside line, in towards turn 3. There should be job done. Traction on the outside line, though, is very good, and Petterval is still there, and he will get the DRS, of course, down in towards turn number 4. Could be still side by side, though, because Petter is on the back of him, and Petter is not going to get the move done, and he's down in 8th position. But what I was saying there as well, Jensen, set of mediums should begin to start to come into play, because the set of softs will begin to wear out from this point, as Remco and Lou, I think, are nearly side by side in the background.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. And Henry's spun! Sorry, Henry has got it, and that's again the curve. You just really want to have a perfect setup, and someone's just gone in. I think that was Tom. Tom's going in, and he's going for an early stop as Tom's losing the back end now. Really want to have the right. You just really want to have a perfect setup with the right ride height, because if you don't have a right ride height, and the same with the suspension, you will lose it like that. And that is just so dangerously deadly, those curves. As Tom is now on the sauce, I think he's going to try and get that to the end. And yeah, he's going to be strong at the end of the at the start of it, but I don't think he's going to be strong at the end. And he comes so close to that barrier.
Yeah, coming out the pit lane, Tom, as Jonah was actually side by side with Jensen just up the front end of the field. He actually goes sweeping around the outside through turn number 4. Schloschko, lovely move by Jonah. Gets the job done on Jensen. He's through and he's into second. Jensen there now back down to third. Rocco leads the way though, 2.2 seconds. Luckily for Tom, he's out in clear air. Remco was going side by side with Mentos in towards turn number 6, and Mentos hangs on for that position. But Tom, I'm going to look on board with him now. Rocco should be coming into the pit lane either this lap around or next lap. It's this lap around, judging by the mini-map. He's into the pit lane. Tom is coming through the final sector, so it's around a 19-second pit stop. Gap to the leader between Rocco and Tom, 19.6 seconds as T-Hawk has spun. Yeah, T-Hawk has spun. Coming through the final couple of quarters, turn 9 apex as well, very, very hard, as Remco, I think, is going to go side by side with Mentos, and back Mentos has just gone completely straight on into the wall. So Mentos now coming out the, well, not coming out the pit lane, taking the MotoGP line, coming out of turn number 1. Mentos back in third, Rocco in fourth. There is Tom though, ahead of Jonah by an absolute mile. Actually, no, yeah, by only 4 tenths.
Just by 4 tenths though, so yeah, bit of an interesting.
And there's Jonah! Jonah's going to go for the move!
Up the inside easily, as switch drivers are going behind it. It's not over yet, and Jonah and Tom are going to have a ding-dong battle right here, right now. And I don't know if is Tom going to go round the outside?
No, he
don't.
He's playing it cautious, like he did in TTML on Sunday. He's playing it cautious. This is a totally different tactic to what he did, of course.
Ruti! Sorry, but in there, I think Petterboard just goes round the outside of Rooty. Not too bad, just keeps going on and on, non-stop. We just keep on the leaders now. It's physical, Remco's in the pits, Mentor's going to go in the pits as well. So it's net 2, it's Remco, Jonah, Tom, Jensen, Petterboard, Rooty, Montana, Kamel, David, Louis, TC, Henry, Bunty, T-Hawk, and Jonah and Hub, but they will not worry because they're going to try and fight for the wooden spoon. Everyone's just going with it, and it's just going to be a massive DRS train now from Jonah all the way down from Remco. He's just got right behind in it.
And here comes Rooty back on the back on the inside of Pettervoll. Lubin behind as well, and Davidenko diving it down the inside line, gets the job done. But Pettervoll and Rooty are still side by side, right on board with the McLaren on the back of the Ferrari. They've got to be careful. There's a little bit of lag going on, I think, between them both. Rooty down the inside line though. Pettervoll aware of that, I think, and Rooty gets the job back done. So he's through his into 6th. Pettervoll on the outside line though tries the overcut. Montana, by the way, came out in the next 7th position because Physico's still yet to go into the pit lane. He's going to be coming out around Remco Med TC sort of area. Bunty, by the way, came into the pit lane as well. They're down towards the back end of the field as Physico was now into the pit lane, exactly where I thought these drivers might pit in. They've gone early compared to what I was predicting. Physico leading the way. It's going to be now Rocco leading the way. Yona is so much quicker though. On this set of soft compounder tyres, they will last towards the end of the race. Can Yona now think about going for the move on Rocco in towards turn number 3? Don't think he's going to be close enough on the run out of turn number 1. It could be turn number 4 where he tries to have to go, and in fact I think everyone is going to be quite close and not that close enough to try and get any moves done. But Jonas just going to sit in behind on the Red Bull, on the former Red Bull, of course, Rocco last season, but now on the Haas driver, the Brit, on the run down and towards turn number 4. It is not going to be a move, and Yona remains in behind on Rocco, as I think Henry and Metzi C are possibly going to be going side by side down and towards turn number 4 on the outside on the Alfa Romeo goes. Mercedes on the inside line, and it should be easy for Henry. Job done. He's into 13th.
Easily. Right, nice little overtake from Henry. Although he's had that little mistake, Henry is getting his head back in the game and just trying to catch up with the other people as well, as they're just trying to do a massive London train marathon. I can't even think of anything.
DRS train.
Travel London? Yeah, DRS train, that was it. I just said it earlier. DRS, friendly rear next door, as that made no sense. But moving on, let's focus on Jonah. Jonah, not Jonah. Anyway, Jonah, Indiana Jones, who knows? I don't know what I'm saying, but here we go. We're just not going to worry about what I said. Jonah goes up the inside, not too bad. Now it gives Tom a little opportunity as Remco and Vitical, and I think Montana's trying to go up the inside now of Pettervoll. Blades breaks right to the to the 50 board. Perfect, not bad as well for the 50 board. Was the Pirelli red soft tyres? He's done it on the mediums.
Former FRL champion, of course. Montana Yona picked up a penalty coming out of turn number 6. So Yona's picked up a 3-second penalty. That is going to harm him towards the end of the race. As obviously Harman is at the back of the field. I thought I'd try and get a little bit of a joke in. That really didn't work though. Yona leads the way. Rocco in 2nd, Tom in 3rd, Jensen in 4th, Rucci in 5th. Lap 11 out of 18. We've got 7 to go after this one, and Yona is now going to try and bridge that gap out to Rocco. Rocco is going to be the one under pressure. Oh, it's Tom gets sideways out of turn number 1. Jensen could perhaps try and look for the move on Tom. And if it's anything like the battle we had in Saudi Arabia on Sunday, goodness knows there might be 8,000 of a second separating them at the end of the race. Callum on the back of Pettervoll sends it down the inside line, and remember he's got a penalty from earlier on in the race, and the AlphaTauri and the Ferrari are going to be side by side and pretty much pushing a bit of hand of rage there from Callum, and Callum is going to get the move done. Rocco not close enough, and Pettervoll actually, I don't know where he came from, he dummied it to the inside line, and now Callum back on the inside line for 5, now for 6. This is going to end in tragedy for one of them. They're not careful. Callum around the outside line. To be fair, brilliant racing, and Pettervoll had absolutely no chance to respond there. Callum threw his into 7. The lap fresher tyres, he picked up another 3-second penalty. Yeah, he picks up a penalty. He picks up a penalty, but he doesn't even care, because Pettervoll has just been completely outdone there. Callum threw his into 7th. Rocco is under pressure though from Tom.
Oh yeah, this is going to be interesting now because at the end of the day, Tom has got near enough 76 battery of the ERS. What is the ERS? It's the front brakes. So you brake and you recharge that energy.
Oh, Jensen! Jensen down the inside on Tom!
And Tom keeps it, and he's just trying to focus and stay within. And Tom is literally doing well. He's got a lot of ERS of the friendly system, and hopefully it just don't put Tom ahead. Because as you can see, Jonah has a 3-second time penalty, what then gives Remco the lead. But he's on the mediums. Tom is on the soft, and he has so much battery, and I don't even think he realised how much Remco's got.
Oh! Remco around the outside of physical. Sorry to cut you off. That's a lovely move. Around the outside of turn 6 from Remco. Fair play to them both. That was pure respect and pure driving through turn number 6. I've seen many battles through turn 6. That might have been the cleanest of the lot. Remco through and he's into 11. Lovely move around the outside. Yes, he's on a set of softs. Physical's still a good driver though. Oh, it's Rocco's gone off into the wall! Rocco's off into the wall! And he got caught.
Tom's chance!
He got caught on the curb coming out of the side of turn 1. He's picked up left side end plate damage as well. That's unfortunate for Rocco. There's 3-second penalties as well for Bunty, MedCC and T-Hawk, who have just picked up 3-second penalties. But let's Tom now in for the net race lead. He's probably going to be fist pumping, I think, at this point, thinking, yes, that's exactly what I needed. Rocco, to be fair, was driving so well. He's got damage. Come back in the feature race, and he might just be there or thereabouts because he was driving really, really well until that point.
Definitely, for sure. And didn't you say, like, in a little interesting little private chat from between us, you said that Tom and Jensen had a little squabble in Saudi Arabia? It's like deja vu. And as Tom won it by near enough 8,000 of a second, do you think it's just going to be a different story? Jensen wins it by 8,000 a second. As here we go on lap 14, 5 laps to go.
I don't think they're going to be close enough down and towards it. Maybe Lou on the back of Petterval, I think, might be quite close, but I don't think anybody is. Just trying to ball with Jensen. I'm watching a ball with him thinking, yeah, he might get the move done here. No, I don't think he is. Actually, it's Montana on the back of Ruti. He sends it from an absolute mile back. Goodness me, it's like Pippo last night. Montana on the inside line, trying to channel the Mercedes in. Ruti, though, is no slouch. He pulls away from him down the straight. Jensen, though, is going to go side by side with Tom into turn 3. Tries to go around the outside of turn 4. Doesn't get the move done. Yeah, he shuts the door, but Jensen there in third. Yona leads the way. Tom in second. Jensen in third. Coming down to an absolute crescendo. He is Paul, by the way, has just came into the comment section. First time chat as well. Good evening to Zapol. Of course, he's an FRL F4 driver, drove well last night as well in that tier. But Yona leads the way. He's under significant pressure from Tom and Jensen. But if Tom and Jensen sees the outside line once again, these two might fight and Yona may pull away.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. As T-Hawk and Durant are fighting for P16, and it's literally drivers do respect. Ooh. And yeah, T-Hawk's just done well to save that. Just move back ahead.
I tell you what. Tom's on the back of Yona. He's going to go for the move, and Jensen gets boxed in as well. Tom on the inside line, and look at Ruti doing it from a mile back. Callum from a mile back as well. What on earth's going on? Tom leads the way. Yona in second, and side by side between Jensen and Ruti. I thought this might kick off, and it has. The Alpine on the back of the Williams, but he's got to be wary because the McLaren is up the inside line. Tries to get the job done. I think Jensen's just going to hold the position, and he does. Great racing there. Jensen through, he's into third. Ruti into fourth. Tom leads the way. Yona in second. Jensen in third. Rocco picks up a penalty further down the field. He's actually came into the pit lane, has Rocco. But 3 laps to go after the end of this lap. Tom leads the way. Now out in front of Yona. Actually, I didn't see that move happen. Tom's now in front of Yona, leading the race. Yona now in second. Jensen in third. Ruti in fourth. And Tom has put a car basically between himself and Jensen, meaning Jensen now has to do it the hard way. But I think if anybody can do it, it's Jensen.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. But at the end of the day, it does not matter for Jensen. Jensen's got to get past to still have a fighting chance to get ahead.
Look at the run, he could get them both. Look at this, he's going to get them both to the inside line. And turn number 3, sends it. Oh, it's a little bit late, and Yona could sweep underneath them both. Doesn't. Tom and Jensen side by side. It's deja vu from Sunday evening. Jensen to the inside line. He now leads the race here in Austria. Takes the race lead. Ruti dives it from a mile back and behind Yona. Tries to get the inside line. He's there, by the way, on a set of medium compounded size in fourth. He's doing a phenomenal job. Calamer is involved in this. Montana and Lou are involved in this. Pettervol's not entirely out of this either. It's an 8-car train for the lead. It's Jensen that leads the way. Tom in second. Ding, ding, ding. Round 2 about to commence an FRL.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Like, I think these drivers are going to be literally ripping the gloves off and be driving this with their bare, hairy arms and hands. This is like incredible. And they've still got their own personal issues to sort out on the track. And that's what they're doing. And at the end of the day, Jensen just decided to lick the stamp and send it. And what a send it was.
Jensen, I think, is going to hold the lead this time around, though, in towards Remus at turn 3. I'm watching for Kalama on the back of Ruti. Close enough, but nobody is going to get the move done towards turn 3 this time around. It's Jensen that leads the way. Tom, perhaps, down in towards turn 4, is now going to launch an attack on the back of Jensen. I think he's going to wait to the final lap, though. He pulls to the inside line, going to fake the move. He's going to remain and behind. Exactly what you want to do, I think, around 2 onto the final lap of the race in Austria. What a sprint race, by the way, this has been. Jensen leading the way. Tom in second, Yona in third. Physical and Remco are having a bit of a ding-dong further down the field. Physical on the outside line. And Remco on the outside line for turn 6. He's going to try and do it the hard way once again against Physical. Physical, though, shows him the door, shows him the pace, and Physical there in P10. Ruti on the back of Yona. Final lap of the race about to begin, and I'm immediately getting deja vu from Sunday.
This is going to be absolutely wicked, and I can't wait, as now we are on the final lap. And yeah, we may be paying attention to the top 2, but we also got drivers fighting in the back as well. And here we go, Tiddy Day Tom. Is he going to tip-tap Tom as well? He's actually lifting early. Johnson's
wants to get the DRS.
Do they both get the DRS? Do one of them get it?
He does.
Who gets it?
Tom does get the DRS.
And now Jensen is a sitting duck.
Jensen's going to hold the inside line, though. Jensen will hold the inside line for 4. Tom around the outside gets the job done. But look, Jensen's still going to have a run at him towards turn number 9, though. If he's got the pace and he's got the tyres, he can try and fight back on Tom. Tom leads the way from Jensen. As I say, deja vu from Sunday, but Tom, I think, has just got too much pace up the hill. In towards turn number 9 here in Austria. Montana is side by side with Ruti in towards turn number 9, but Ruti holds the position. Tom around the final corner. He absolutely sent that move in towards turn 4. He gets the job done. Tom wins and defeats Jensen for the second time in 2 nights. Tom wins from Jensen in second, Ruti in third, Montana in fourth. That is what you call a sprint race right there. Montana in the end in fourth, Lou there in fifth, Pettervoll in sixth, Davidenko seventh, Yona in the end with 2 3-second time penalties of 6 seconds at the end. He actually finishes in 8th and picks up the final point. Of course, it's only the top 8 that do get points. And actually, I'm going to take a photo of the standings just to remind me how to set the grid order. So I'll wait until they all come across the line. Hopefully it'll come up on my screen. Otherwise, we're not going to have a top 8 that we can put in everyone else, of course. But we're going to restart the lobby, of course, and it's going to be set up very soon. Driver of the day, one of the in-game fans, though, is Ruti. But to the top step of the podium, it's Shazoo, Tom. These two, honestly, Shazoo, I said it on Sunday, have got very, very good drivers in their team. These two just prove it. Tom and Jensen went to war again. Came out on top in Saudi Arabia, came out on top now in Austria, puts himself in the prime position for the feature race. Can he possibly do it a 3rd time?
Oh, that is just a whole new story, ain't it, really? At the end of the day, Tom's chapter is done, the full book has been read, and the close of the book and end that chapter, and now he's ready to write a new one as your race winner, Tom, with Jensen.
Can you photograph, by the way, the standings? I haven't got them up. I've just got a black screen with the timer.
Don't worry, I've got it. So I will literally go through all the photo standings of it, or, well, take a photo. And also, as I've got the photos, I will repeat it as well. But as we'll wait for the timer to go down, and this will help James as well, we'll probably go over this like, you know, like an awkward relationship chat, you know what I mean? When you come home from work, you're like, how are you doing, Mrs.? I don't know, how are you? Work was fine. Goes to his bedroom to watch a movie. But other than that, let's go straight to the race standing. And what a race! That was unbelievable. And we will go through for this as it's Tom what's dominated the field and gets the first win. Amazing from Tom. Benson taking second place. Rooty not too bad as well.
Hang on.
I forgot to keep a reminder.
Hang on, I'm going to set up a new lobby.
Yeah,
I'm going to set up
fine.
a new lobby just so we don't get any glitches or anything. I'm going to set up a new lobby, I'm going to get everyone in, and then I'm going to set the grid order. So, bear with me for a second. Just talk us through that race though, Oliver, because Tom and Jensen once again went to war. You called it perfectly, I think, in commentary as well. He licked the Stampton sender. Jensen was still on the inside line though. That traction on the exit of turn 4 is what sealed the deal for Tom.
Definitely, and I think at the end of the day, I think Jensen should have just waited till the last lap. Tom literally read him like a book, and it was just amazing. And that just also affects him, really, because Tom got 10 points for that. Jensen is still the driver world champion at the minute, by 2 points again, so Rooty in third. So, yeah, 8 points from Jensen, 6 points from Rooty, so we've gone back to 2 points different. As you said originally, it was a tiebreaker at the minute, and not bad from Rooty, as well as Rooty qualified in P15, so he's not done too bad to get in the top 3. Montana, though.
Yep. If it's the chicane, it's 7 and 8, yeah.
left leader to a DNF or disqualified. Physical, P11, Henry P12.
By the way, I don't think anybody heard you there because I think we went constantly blue screen. Apologies about that. You've just been rambling on and nobody has heard you. I apologise. I didn't even realise until now. Oh, goodness me. Yona, by the way, has invited everyone, which is good. I've got the new lobby set up. You should have an invite as well, Oliver, which you could join. And everyone is now joining. So, what I'm going to do is everyone is obviously going to see this on the stream. I'm actually going to set the grid order. So, if I'm wrong, you can out me in the comment section, but we are going to get the grid order set up. And if I have a look through the actual standings, I need to have a look at what Jensen has just sent through, because that was the grid order. Apologies about that, Oliver. You can talk about what you were going on about.
Do you want to start from the beginning then, James?
Can do if you want to. I don't mind. But yeah, Tom obviously took the win. Jensen in second, Ruti in third, and Jensen, as I think you were mentioning there, does take the lead of the championship.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure, as Jensen has taken it by 2 points, so Rudy is now going to be literally hunting him down again for those 2 points, as I have to restart the game. But yeah, everyone's done alright. Montana's got some points, all the drivers in the top 8's got points. Surprised with Jonah, actually. He's got 1 point and he's got 6 second time penalty. I didn't expect him to get into P10 to P12, but he's got himself in points. Other drivers as well, like Kamel and Davidenko, I believe that was right. Yeah, no, Davidenko and Kamel. Kamel, he's got himself into top 10, but that would be 1 point, but I don't think he's going to do that if he's going to keep getting the penalties. 9 second time penalties, so he's got to be careful of that.
Parrot, by the way, has just sent in a very, very good photograph, I think. I believe he took one-shot qualifying, pole position for one-shot from one shot into the sprint qualifying, so Parrot was out on top. Don't know how F2, by the way, got on in terms of the sprint race. I presume because he hasn't put the race in, he did terribly in the race.
What's going on here? Yeah, what? Okay. I thought my game's saying I've got no Wi-Fi, but I'm in now.
You're in.
So, yeah,
right.
I'm in. But everyone I'm not in the race. Let's go and spectate.
Yep, everyone is in. I just need to scroll up the chat again and actually see the grid order. It might take me a couple of minutes, so bear with. If you've got anything, if you need a toilet break or anything, now's probably the best time to do so. But we have got Tom out on top, which you can probably see right now. Jensen in second. Then it is Ruti Holler in third. This is so awkward because you have to do it manually, which is not that great. Montana in fourth, then it's Lou in fifth. Good job some of these guys had joined early so I could actually get them up. Petterval in sixth, then it's Davidenko in seventh. Where is Davidenko? There he is. He's in seventh, then it is Yona in eighth, Remco in ninth. I'm typing out everyone's name, by the way, just to be sure and saying it out on loud, so everyone knows what the grid order is. Caliber in 10th, Physico in 11th, then it is Henry in 12th, then it is Bunty 13th, I think he's right down the bottom, which he is, Bunty 13th, MedTC in 14th, then it is, give me a second, Mentos in 15th, and then it is Harmon 16th, Jarl 17th, oh god, I've put him one down, hang on, Harmon 16th, Jarl 17th, Rocco 18th, Teal'c in 19th, Ryan in 20th, and I am going to confirm the changes, and that is the grid order set, in literally about a minute.
I bet you didn't set it up though, I bet someone else just done it quicker.
No, I saw the screenshot come through from Jensen, so I followed that, and then it was easy. It's just pressing triangle and square. That's all it's needed. Probably, I think what we're gonna do. Everyone is in. If you need info about the grids, I'm gonna message to Jensen. If you can, by the way, go through what is going on or gonna be happening in the feature race, that'll be really, really nice because everyone is in. I've just set the grid there, so we should be good to go, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'll let everyone know what goes on with this feature race right now. So the feature race, everyone has done a has finished the race, and basically those tyres, what they did have, that get all thrown out and allows everyone to have whatever tyres they want, and that will really spice up the championship, and definitely this race, definitely spice it up. I just wish everything would be sprint race, because it just adds more of a I can't talk, a new chapter for it, and it just gives everyone a setup of what they really want, and yeah, not too bad for everyone as well, getting well through these strategies and all that, and hopefully we get to see a interesting rainy race, because everyone's been so quick in the dry, and I'm pretty sure for F4, F3 they had rainy race, so surely F1's got to have a rainy race, surely.
Yeah. F4, I can actually, because I commentated on that last night, obviously. F4 last night, we had pretty much a dry race. Up until lap 32, rain began to fall just, I think, on the safety car period. It was around 32, 33 laps in. Rain came. I said, literally just before that point, if the rain comes, it's not going to wet the track. It didn't, so we actually had a dry race, just with a bit of rain at the end. It didn't wet the track, and obviously it was dry conditions towards the end of the race. Very similar conditions, it looks like, for the start of this race here.
Someone's just readied up.
We all, yeah.
Someone's just readied up. That's not going to be good, because that's just literally cost them a setup.
Unless they're all... No, actually, the timing glitch. It's a timing glitch. That's why.
God, I was going to say.
It happened in the sprint race as well, don't worry.
Oh, mate, I know that pain. I've literally done that in Jeddah. Rejoined the race and didn't have no setup. That was horrible.
Good luck, by the way, to everyone that is racing here tonight in the feature race. Glowstick, good evening to you, my friend. That is, of course, if I'm not remember, Bomb Planter from the FRL days. Of course, he was former commentator with me.
Oh, wow, that's actually interesting. Yeah, I ain't seen him since, what? FRL GT Sports. That was really a fun little championship, that was.
Evil North, by the way, in the comment section, I think, has literally said, F1 game glitches, the normal. Yeah, it is the normal. We should be getting going. I haven't restarted my game, if that is anything, but we are now getting the timing going again. So hopefully, this is the actual 30-second countdown, and hopefully everyone is now ready enough to actually start the race. Otherwise, we're going to have to be in a really bad set of... We might have to restart the lobby, and we might have to restart the stream as well, if this keeps happening.
Hopefully not, but I don't want to interfere you, James, but can you see those grey clouds near the right-hand side? I don't know why that looks like it's dark grey clouds.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that at all. It was the same in the sprint race. It looks like we're about to get going, though. Tom obviously out on top. Jensen there in second, Rucci in third. I'm actually glad because everyone's in the correct positions, which is really, really happy. So we don't have to start the race. Interesting. Wow. Everyone is on a set of mediums, bar that man in P4. NSX Montana is on a set of soft compound of tyre. Everyone else is on a set of mediums. And I'm immediately looking at Montana and thinking... He has pulled off a blinding strategy, even from this early stage, even before a lap has been complete. Softs, by the way, if you are new to, obviously, the sprint format and obviously new to the feature race, sprint racing, we saw soft compound tyres come in from around lap 6. It should be around lap 12, 13-ish. I think we should be seeing drivers come in, then go on to a set of mediums for around 23, 24 laps. Should be the norm. That's for Montana. Everyone else on a set of mediums, pretty much reverse that strategy. 23, 24 laps on a set of mediums. I would say from around lap 20 onwards we'll see the pit stops, and then everyone will come in for a set of soft compound tyres. It's a very quick formation, that, by the way. Tom out on top, Jensen second, Rucci in third. Really, really interesting, though, the strategy call for Montana. I think he's pulled an absolute blinder, though.
Interesting, the fact that Montana wants to take the risk on the soft, and at the end of the day, it's going to be a one pit stop. So, short pit stop, but why is Montana on the soft early? Do he think it's going to be a rainy race?
WTF, he has put in the chat. WTF. I think everyone is just looking at him thinking exactly the same thing with that strategy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be surprised, but you never know what's going to happen. We should be finished around about 8:30, by the way, in terms of the action here. Tom out on top, Jensen second, Ruti in third, Oliver quickly. Who's your top three?
Well, I'm going to be very optimistic with Montana's strategy. I think Montana's going to win it. I think Ruti's actually going to finish ahead of Jensen for P2. And then I think Jensen's just unfortunately going to get P3.
I think Jensen's going to take the win. I think it's going to be Tom second. I think it's going to be Montana third. Here we go, though. The 5 riders are about to go out for the feature race, and it is... long hold, but it's lights down away we go. Tom gets in immediately a good start, and Ruti is going to be alongside Montana as well, down in towards turn number 1. The camera angle really not working with me. Montana to the inside line though,
Montana
through turn number 1. I think everyone
nice.
is clean through. Callum had dived it on the inside of Petterval. That was a lovely move. Down the inside there, he's up to 7, but Tom leads the way. Jensen in second, Montana in third. Montana up the hill and towards turn number 3. Not going to get the move done. 4 wide in the back row. The Red Bull comes steaming down the inside line. That's Remco
Jesus
diving it from a
Christ.
mile back.
And
that
it's
was
just contact.
Yeah, that was a
Conga.
That was a dive bomb and a half. Mentos and Bunty have came out of that though side by side, and they're running down the hill along with Davidenko and Lou further up the field. But it looks like everyone has got clean through. Remco's actually giving those positions back.
Montana's on the outside. Sorry,
and,
James. Montana's going at the inside of Jensen.
Oh, he did! I didn't even see that! I was too busy looking up
wow.
on Rocco and Remco! And Montana's doing his into second. I got caught completely off guard there. Jensen in third, Ruti in fourth. Really good move there from Montana, though he's up to second. And Tom, 4/10 clear, out in the front of the race. But Montana there in second, Jensen there in third, Ruti in fourth, Lou in fifth, Davidenko in sixth, Callum in 7. Yona, I think, has dropped a couple of positions at the final couple of corners. Remco is into the pit lane as well. So Remco and Yona both into the pit as well as Ryan. They're all in. Everyone else, though, clean through. Tom leads the way, Montana in second, Jensen in third, but how much is Tom going to lead this race by? I don't think it'll be too long until he's overtaken.
Oh yeah, definitely. With the other 3 though, unfortunately he got wing damage. Even Ryan, he's not had a great start, has he?
He hasn't. Down in 20th, obviously rejoined the field, obviously in the sprint qualifying. Here comes Montana though, on the back of Tom. Do you know how I said it might not be too long? He pulls to the inside line. Turn number 4, switch back to perfection. Down to Schlossgold, lovely move. Montana through, he's into the lead. He's outschooled Tom. Tom though and Jensen, their races later on. They're on that set of medium compound tyres. Montana on that set of softs. Montana, by the way, saying in the chat just before we went into the race, rain coming at the end of the race. If it's anything like F4, we should see rain, lap 32, 33. If not, could be possibly inters, I would say, for the final third of the race. So I would say final 12 laps.
Yeah, definitely. It will come from the latest final 12 laps or to the 10 laps. But then, how badly is that intermediate's going to come in? Because it might rain, but drivers might be safe to actually stay on the dry. It'd be a desperate, risky move. But also, hopefully, no safety cars get involved. Because if that safety car get involved, it just ticks that clock. And it goes time ticking down for that rain to be an advantage.
Thought Harman was going to get the move done on Rocco in towards turn number 3 at Remus. Doesn't get the move done. The Williams on the back of the Haas, though, could get the move. He deployed the ERS a bit earlier and the DRS a bit earlier there. But I don't think he's going to be side-by-side. Physical, though, is side-by-side with Mentos.
Up the inside.
Yeah, down the inside and towards turn number 4. Gets the job done. There's contact. Harman has been spun around, coming in the exit of turn number 4. And Physical tries to go all the way around the outside of Mentos. Is what he got outdone, of course, by Davidenko in the sprint race. But Physical gets... yeah, it doesn't get past. Mentos in 3 and he's into 10th. Physical there in 11th. Montana, though, leading the way. This is the problem, though. Montana went for that move early. He has not got away from Tom. Mediums are going to come into play from around lap 6 onwards. Tom, as long as he stays within the second, which should be really easy around this track, Montana's got no chance on those set of softs to get away.
No, definitely not. And at the end of the day, it's just going to be a massive, massive defection for Montana, because how normally F1 tracks have, they only have 2. But with Austria, it has 3 DRS zones. Main straight, turn 1 and turn 2. So this will just help Tom. Not only Tom, Jensen and all the others behind, just to save that ERS and save the tyres as well.
Yarrow right on the back of T-Hawk. T-Hawk's an absolute sitting duck here for P15. Gets the job done. Does Yarrow. Don't believe he's a Ukrainian driver, but if he is, really good respect, I think, for actually racing tonight. If he's not, he is just supporting the cause, which is still really good, I think, and I encourage anybody, really, to obviously encourage themselves. I know here in the UK there's going to be a charity concert going on in around about 5-10 minutes time in London, and that is going to be live on ITV if anybody does want to tune in for that and support the cause, of course, of the Ukrainian war. Montana, though, leads the way. Tom there in second. Tom, as I said, he's sixth within that DRS range. He could perhaps get the move in towards turn number 3 here on the back of Montana. Montana leads the way. Tom there in second. Jensen there in third. Yarrow, by the way, Flex coming into the chat and saying he is Dutch, but he is supporting the Ukrainian flag, which is good to see. Tom on the back of him, not getting the move done on Montana. Callum sent it from a mile back on Davydenko into P7 he goes, or P6 he goes even. That was the fight for P6 and 7. Callum, though, is going to be under pressure from Davydenko, running down the hill in towards turn number 4. He's not close enough. Davydenko backs off, and the Spaniard remains in P7. Good move there by the Dutchman, though. He's into 6th.
Yeah, definitely, not too bad. Just hopefully, if Montana trying to get away, as he's not even getting away, the fact that he's like losing time as well. He may be gaining it in the corners, but he's just losing so much on that straight. So it's just so much time he's just not going to gain.
There's more straights than corners around here. It's quite simple. And Montana, because there's not enough corners, he cannot get away. It's as simple as that. If this was a track like America, you could possibly do that. But around a track like Austria, with obviously the chicane going to be coming into effect for MotoGP later on in the year, this is coming through turn 2 and 3 just to take the degradation off the speed. Jensen, by the way, speaking of speed, is on the back of Tom in towards turn number 3. Doesn't get the move done. Montana leads the way. We are at the 6th of the way through the race. Tom on the back of Montana, but I think we're going to get maybe round 3 here as Tom pulls the inside on actually on Montana. Jensen doesn't go for the move, and I think in the end they're going to be first, second and third as they are.
No, never mind. Jensen's going to go round the outside, but he's not giving up. He's still looking through, trying to put his nose where it does not belong, but he's just got to wait for another lap, unfortunately, as we just roll down behind them, seeing what's going on, just like the same thing for the sprint race, just a massive conga line.
Yeah, big old DRS train, but I think the split is going to happen either between Kalama and Davydenko or between Davydenko and Petterville. Petterville was 0.8 of a second behind, as Lou, I think, got a really slow run at the final corner. He's under pressure from Kalama. Kalama, oh, he sends it down the inside line. That's a lovely move. Down the inside by Kalama. Lou's going to cut back underneath him. Tom's going to attack for the race lead. This is about a kick-off big time. Tom on the outside line, in towards turn number 3. Jensen's going to wait in behind, and I think Tom's going to get the lead. Here comes Lou down it from a mile back on Kalama, gets the job done. Lovely move again. Really good fighting between two Dutchmen. And now Jensen and Montana are going to go side by side. It's like the old days of F1 this here at FRL. Montana to the inside line of Tom. Lovely move. Sent it. Look at Jensen.
And
Jensen gets a switch back out of turn 4 through turn 5. They're not going to be 3 wide coming into turn 6, are they? Montana leads the way, but Jensen goes all the way around the outside of Tom. These two literally meters apart, and he gets the job done through turn 7. Jensen as soon as he's into second. These two guys, Shazoo, if you are watching, you have got two really special drivers on your hands. Jensen Thuney's into second, Tom Thuney's into third. Wow, oh wow, again, such a good battle. Repeated from the sprint race, repeated from TTML F1, and it can still go at it again for still 28 laps of this race.
Yeah, it's just crazy how these two are just squabbling, and the fact that they're in the same
Jensen
going up the inside now, and Tom's going to try and get involved, and Tom's going to go for it. They're going literally, going to get past of Montana, because those shots I think those shots actually are fading away, as Rudy is losing it by noon. And I think Kamau is going for it as well.
I think Ruti had a bit of contact there with Montana, actually. Ruti tries to go all the way around the outside of Lou. Caliber on the inside line for turn number 5. Oh, it's going to be closer towards 6. This is AlphaTauri on the outside of McLaren. McLaren, I think, is going to hold it. Is he? Just about, I think. Nice racing.
Wow.
Really good racing.
Great sportsmanship. Really great from these talented drivers. This is what you need. And this is amazing how we went from, well, we'll just say from Imola, they just went from really talented to plummet down, and we're back to talented and respected careful. So this is what you need, and this is what you all need in the league race, and this is FRL. I hope everyone just enjoys this, and hopefully we try and hit and get loads of followers and subscribers as well on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, Davidenko on the back of Calamer. If you are, by the way, oh, as Petavoldidis goes into the back of Davidenko, there's a bit of a halfway slide there from Davidenko to recover the car. And Bunty, yes, side by side with Petavold on the run down towards turn number 4. I think, though, Petavold has actually got that move done on Bunty. So Petavold through and he's into 8th. Bunty through and he's into 9th. He took the position on the run down towards turn 4. So nice job there. But Jensen leading the way, Tom in 2nd, Montana in 3rd. What I was going to say, actually, I think Ruti had a bit of contact with Montana last lap around and towards turn number 4. Turn number 3 even at the top of the hill. Ruti looked like he dived it down the inside line and then he got caught up on the inside. I think got either spun by the curb or Montana was just there in front of him. Literally there was a rolling roadblock and he couldn't go anywhere and Ruti lost the time and lost the place to lose. So I think that's what probably happened there for 5th. And Jensen, though, leading the way. Tom in 2nd, Montana in 3rd, and I think Montana's tyres are now beginning to go off the cliff slightly. Lou, though, on the back of him, is he going to try and get the move done as Mentos has picked up another penalty here tonight? But is he going to try and get the move done up the hill and towards turn number 3? No, he's not close enough. Speaking of close enough, though, Henry is on the back of Mentos, dives into the inside line, has to take a void in action because Bunty's literally going so slow in front of him. And do you know what? This can still pull off into a two-way move for Henry. Henry's still on the inside line of Bunty. Bunty is just barely following the slipstream of Petavol, and Henry waits in behind.
Yeah, that's great from great defending from Bunty as well. Literally trying to worry him and put Henry in the pressure mode. And the fact that Henry just backed off, it was the fact that Bunty even tried to risk his car. Very brave from Bunty, but bear in mind, it worked, the magic trick worked, and Bunty has another life to spare. But I don't think it's going to spare long because Henry is literally going at the same rate as a rage steam train. So hopefully these two can keep up a good battle as we keep our eye. Jensen in the lead, Tom 2nd, Montana 3rd, Lou 4th, Ruti 5th, Kamel 6th, Davidenko 7th, Petavold 8th, Bunty 9th, and Henry 10th.
Ruti tries to go on the outside on Lou. Davidenko as well was quite close up to the back of Calamer, but Ruti tries to get the undercut. Tom and Jensen, though, immediately in the foreground of shot. I don't think they're going to be side by side, but they're fighting down towards turn number 4. Ruti, though, is fighting on Lou. To the outside line of turn number 4, tries to get the job done. Lou holds him tight, though, to the line, and Lou keeps the position into 4th. Rocco and Mentos are fighting further down the field. He got that job done, I think, into 11th, so good job there by Rocco. He's through and he's into 11th. Mentos there in 12th. A lot of Dutch now coming into the chat, which I really appreciate. Lots of first-time chats as well. Very good to see. Jensen leads the way, Tom in 2nd, Montana in 3rd. I think, though, Montana has got one eye possibly on the pit lane here. He'll be coming in, I think, very, very soon indeed. If he can keep those tyres quite fresh, he could make around 16 laps. But if he doesn't, he's going to be struggling on those tyres. And, I mean, to be honest, Lou and Ruti are fighting behind him, so he has got a little bit of an advantage to play with.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And it's just a shame that Montana's slowly fading away as we have an instant Mentos at turn 1. I don't think he's going to deploy a safety car. He's just rejoined safely, so he's lucky. So no safety cars come out, but we're just going to literally focus back on the little championship, well, not a championship fight, but a proper fight.
Oh, look at Ruti.
He's going to go for a late.
No.
No, he's not. We all got hyped for that, but Ruti's got us good. Very good little prank, but not funny because we didn't see a nice little overtake. But once again, Ruti is just getting really close. And it's just a Netherlands action versus Netherlands action here, and it's just going absolutely berserk.
What I will say, though, is top 6. Oh, it's now Montana comes into the pits. I thought he would do this. Montana is into the pit lane. Those tyres cannot last 16 laps. He is into the pit lane. On a set of soft compound tyres. Will go for a set of mediums. Undercut strategy is not going to be a disadvantage. Mentos has spun, I think, coming out of turn number 8 as well. He's let everyone through, luckily, for him. But Montana is into the pit lane. I'm still on board, though, with the battle for Ruti, because Lou hasn't got the DOS this time around. Ruti's on the back of him. The Finn on the back of the Dutchman. I think Henry's going to go side by side with Bunty, perhaps, as well. But down in towards turn number 3, they're not close enough. Henry on the back of Bunty. But Montana into the pit lane. Look, he's actually came out. He's actually came out just behind.
Really far behind.
Yeah, just behind Mentos. Not too bad in terms of the DRS. Teo, by the way, gets the move done on Yarrow. The Dutchman tries to go side by side with him. Ruti and Lou and Henry and Bunty get the moves done as well. Cannot keep up. My hands can't press quick enough. Jensen leads the way. Tom in second, Ruti in third. A third of the way through the race. Jensen leads the way. Tom in second. These guys, of course, are going to be going later on in the race. But Montana now, on that sort of medium compound tyres, gap between himself and Jensen, 18 seconds. That's a pit stop length around here. Montana currently 2/10 behind the leaders if they were to come into the pit lane. But I think they're going to go to war once again.
Yeah, definitely for sure. And the fact that if Lou and Jensen keep fighting, like you said, it was at 18 seconds.
Oh, easy.
Stop. So if these fight it as they are, they have literally listened to my voice and just flew past him. But I think Jensen's going to be alright. He's low on the ERS. Tom's going to probably be able to defend it with 81%. But Jensen now is just going to literally try and get close, and I think he's going to save his ERS now and let Tom use that all ERS.
Here comes Bunty on the back of Rocco as well, down the inside and towards turn 4. Good job by Bunty. Got forced out wide, I think. Harmon has spun coming out of turn number 3. Not sure if he's lost his front wing there. Montana, though, is going side by side with Mentos. That gap has significantly closed down, and Montana just sent it down the inside line. He doesn't care who Mentos is. Montana through and he's into 15, but he has came out on traffic. Yarrow and T-Hawk ahead of him. They're battling very, very hard indeed, and Montana thought he was going to go to the inside of 7 there. That would have been absolutely suicidal if he was going to try the move. In towards turn 9 though, he is going to get the move done here though. Look at the speed. The Swiss man pulls alongside the Dutchman. Doesn't care who he is either. Montana through and he's into 14th. T-Hawk 13. Next up T-Hawk. I don't think he cares who T-Hawk is either, because Montana has literally, in the space of a lap, absolutely devastated through the field. Jensen, by the way, is on the back of Tom, as we've seen, a spinner. That is the Red Bull of Remco round, yeah.
Hopefully that don't affect the safety car out. Remco's luckily to get out, but he's literally back on it again. As now Montana, like you said, he do not care. You may be the fastest, you may be the slowest. Montana doesn't care, and he will just make you look like an absolute grandma on the track. And not being funny, Montana is actually doing well. He's pulled into the gap from getting ahead in the pit stops. So if there's no safety car and Tom and Jensen do pit, what they obviously will, he's set at purple as well. This man is on another level.
Petterval has lost a position from Henry. I think he ran wide coming out the final corner. So Petterval now down an 8. We're going to ride a ball over Jensen on the back of Tom. This is for the race lead. 90% of EOS. They're going to chop and change positions once again. Again, it's like Saudi Arabia all over again. Wow. Jensen leads the way. Tom in second. Easily done. And I think now both of them are going to try and work together. I think initially their gap was to try and pull out a second on the rest of the field. That didn't happen because it got close up to 8/10. Here's Montana, by the way, on the back of MedTC. Gets the job done. And honestly, Montana, at this moment in time, I said it was 18.2 seconds. It's now 14 seconds the gap. Montana is going for the undercut strategy of the century. He could potentially be, if these guys are to go to around lap 22, 23, 24, where I'm expecting them to, I think Montana could be in the lead by around 6 or 7 seconds quite easily.
Definitely, for sure. But when did someone did one of the drivers posted that there will be rain and
it was Montana.
Late. Yeah, Montana said it's going to be raining in the later stage. So are all the medium runners actually going to like try and get it to the point where it's going to rain and hope for the raining gods to actually rain that badly so they can get on the inters? If it does, that then costs Montana to do a double pit stop.
Maybe, but judging by if we go through every single lap and it keeps like the conditions that we are, we're hardly going to see any rain at the end of the race. It's going to be like F4 last night. We're hardly going to see any rain. The track is not going to purely get wet enough towards the end. If it clouds over quickly, in the next, I would say, 4 or 5 laps, Mentos, by the way, going side by side with Yarrow in towards turn number 3, and in fact, they're involved in a fight with T-Hawk just in front of this as well. And I think T-Hawk, judging by his tyres, I think might have been off there, as Mentos now pulls to the outside line, gets the job done on T-Hawk. Yarrow's going to try and go all the way around the outside of the German as well, but T-Hawk stays in P15. 15. Yeah, door shut. Nice defensive driving there by Teal. There in 15. You're over there in 16. But what I was about to say there, if we go through every single lap as it is, we're not going to get any rain towards the end of the race. If it starts raining, or if it starts clouding over in the next 4 or 5 laps, we will get rain before the end. This is going to be the decisive part of the race. Is it going to cloud over quickly enough? If not, it's not going to rain. If it does, when's the rain going to come? I think it'll be before lap 30 if it does come.
I bet it'll go up to, like, at least, like, 10 laps to go, like, lap 26.
Yeah. No, but...
Literally.
It clouded over that part last night. About lap 26, 27. It clouded over from there. We didn't get the rain for another 3 or 4 laps. And then it wasn't wet enough, obviously, to impede on the track. So, you're in a bit of a 50-50 half-house scenario, really.
Yeah, it does come to it as well. And the thing is, I know this is going to sound weird, but actually... if it does rain, but not going to be like heavy enough, although people say, well, the soft tyres are actually the soft, but they are they are literally what they're called, softs. Yeah. So they will literally pick up that rain, and it's like weirdly, I don't know why, you put your sponge in a like bath, and as soon as you take it out, you squeeze it, it's just going to be like that. With Montana though, he's on the mediums, it won't get affected a lot, and he'll actually have more traction. So hopefully, and it just reminds me of when we used to be in a league with TFRL, James. You remember that league very well. The fact that we used to have a guy called Punisher. He went from soft, and I went on the hards. And the fact that the hard tires are actually stronger because they're just like built as a brick, and it won't get affected by the rain.
Oh, I thought Henry was going to go for the move. I was going to cut you off there, but Henry, I thought was going to go for the move on Davydenko. Wasn't close enough. Montana, by the way, has the pace has slowed down somewhat now. He's in... everyone else basically is in front of a DRS train ahead of him. This is the only thing that's keeping Jensen, Tom and Ruti from possibly staying on the back of Montana when they come into the pit lane, which I think is going to be from around about now, I would think, because Ruti's into the pit lane. Ruti is in from 3rd position on the grid. Lou is in... I thought he was into the pit lane. That's just the turn 9 giving me a bit of nightmares there coming through the final corner. But Ruti is into the pit lane. 3-second penalty again picked up for Mentos. He's picking up very many penalties. But now, set a soft compound tyre, 16 laps on the set of softs. Ruti has now played the blinder. Montana, though, there he is in towards turn 1. Ruti's halfway down the pit lane. Montana, compared to Ruti, is 7-8 seconds, I think, ahead. And look at where Ruti's coming out. He's coming out in traffic completely.
Yeah, definitely. That has really effect. And it just shows that the undercut is the key. And it may be the fact, and even interestingly, Montana's actually catched up by a second. So although we feel like he's slowing down a bit, he's still getting a second. Even the time he don't care.
Ruti weaves to the back of T-Hawk, tells him to get out of the way. Mentos and MedTC are fighting, and now Ruti's going to get through one of them, could get through 2 in towards turn number 6. And look at Ruti to the inside line. Oh, and there's contact!
Oh,
Mentos comes across on him. And Ruti, to be fair, was on the inside line. Jensen and Lou, they were into the pit lane. There's contact, obviously. They may realise Ruti's being slowed up. This is going to help them. But Montana is ahead of this tray by 9 seconds. Mentos has picked up a 10-second penalty. Right. And Ruti, through the turn number 9, has just speared it around the outside of Med-TC. That's a lovely move by Ruti. He's through and he's into 10. He will be in 7. But look at how far he's behind Montana. Look at where Jensen, Lou, and Bunty are going to come out in. They're going to be ahead of Ruti, coming out the pit lane. In fact, Jensen is. Lou is not. Lou is going to be out, I think, behind Med-TC here. It's going to be a drag race up towards turn number 3. I think Lou has just about got ahead. And will Med-TC and T-Hawk fight in behind? Or will Med-TC fight with Lou? No is the answer. Lou is in 9th. Med-TC in 10th. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's Mentos again that has spun. Coming through turn number 1, which is unfortunate. Tom, though, leading the way. Callum is 2nd. Davydenko in 3rd. Jensen... Do you know how I should put the lottery on, honestly? Jensen, do you know what I said about the gap? I said about be around 6 or 7 seconds. It's just over 7 seconds.
And bear in mind, you knew that as well, because when we even saw Ruti was like basically in that DRS train, and he was at least 2 seconds, and it went from 9 seconds. So the fact that he's undercut him so perfectly, this is literally Montana's race to lose.
Med-TC spun. Coming out of turn number 8, that is... Oh, Thomas left the session! Thomas left the session!
No.
He's disconnected. Send him an invite quickly. He's still ahead of Callum. And he's going to be behind Callum coming out of turn number 3. Tom, his internet has either died, he's rejoined the session. Thank goodness for that. Oh.
But will he have an effect? Will he have an effect? Like some drivers will rejoin, but he won't be able to get the chance to control his car. Will he be able to control that car again? Or does he have to back out and then rejoin again?
No, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Henry on the back of him. If Tom has just retaken control of his car, actually. He's in 2nd position still. If he didn't take control of his car any sooner, I think his AI might have just came into spec lane. Oh, and you can tell, actually, his tyres are now completely gone. Surely he's coming into spec lane here. Tom is surely coming in. No, he's not. Henry is the one that comes in, and Henry actually crosses the white line, so that's going to be trouble. But Tom, I think, I'm not sure if he's got maybe the minus 200 degree tyre glitch that he's got. He does lead the way, though. Callum are there in 2nd. Montana is going to be miles ahead of these guys, though. Montana is already through. Jensen across the line. What is the gap between Montana and Jensen? I think it's still 7 seconds between them both. Tom needs to wait, now 6 seconds, so Jensen has closed the 2nd that last lap around. He's got Ruti and Lou dragging along with him in that train. For me, 6 seconds, if he closes in a 2nd a lap, he should get there before this rain is going to come. I was going to say last lap around, actually, I thought the clouds were beginning to build over the circuit. In fact, they're not, as Bunty and Teok are going side by side with Physico, nearly 3 wide. Oh, and there's contact! Bunty and Teok spun round. And Teok is sent round the wrong way. Pure lag, I think, involved in that, sadly. And Bunty looked like he lagged slightly in the Aston Martin. Sent round. Ghosting system failed. Pure incident. Nothing could be done. Teok was alongside him. And Bunty was on the inside line. And unfortunately, ghosting system didn't come into play. It was a bit of lag, and that's why the contact happened.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Just welcome to the BT broadband, ain't it? Or whatever the Wi-Fi is. Oh, it's not happy Mackies, as they say. But moving on, Montana has gained massively on Tom. And Tom, I don't know what is Tom's strategy. He's done near enough 23 laps on those mediums. I don't know if he's thinking if this is going to be the good move or the bad move. The clouds are still clear. It don't even look like it's going to even rain.
Oh no! Callum into the back of Davidenko. Callum was looking to the inside line of Rocco. He's just got too hot on the brakes. He is going to get the move done on Rocco. He's escaped the scene of that incident. And Callum pulls alongside Rocco and pulls just in front of him. Gets the job done. He's through to 6th, but the stewards will have a look into that one. Rocco, by the way, is backing down the inside of him. Coming out of turn 5 in towards turn 6. I think it's only one move, and this is Callum surely. As soon as I say that, though, oh, it's Callum.
Oh,
this is bad driving from him. Metty C's retired in the pit lane, I think. He has, anyways.
In the pits.
But Callum weaving. Is he coming back in? Callum is coming back into the pits. He's gone over the white line. He's coming back in.
He's come back.
Has Callum got damage? Has Callum got damage with this incident with Rocco? They're both into the pit lane. It must be. It must be. I'm on board with Rocco into the pits. It can only be for...
Callum has damage.
Yep, and Rocco's got damage as well. Even though it's not visible, he has got damage. Henry, by the way, is going side by side with Fizzer going towards turn number 3. And Henry did pick up another penalty, by the way, a couple of laps ago. Montana, by the way, takes the move on Tom for the race lead.
MedTC's literally just came... His stupid ghost car just came back. Oh, he's gone. Thank God for that.
Henry's back on the inside of Petterval. In the meantime, down towards turn number 4. Gets the job done. Judging by these conditions, whoever said it was rain, I think you're wrong. Petterval on the back of Henry to the outside line. Henry's still trying to hang this around the inside line. Petterval on the outside line. To be fair, they're having a really good battle. Henry leads still ahead of Petterval. 6th and 7th position. They're currently going to be, as Tom, I think, still continuing on. Unless he thinks there's going to be rain at the end of the race, which I don't think there is. 26 out of 36. I think Tom should have came in by now. Clouds are now beginning to build over the circuit, though. It's exactly what's happening like last night in F4. It's a carbon copy. I'll tell you now, it's not going to wetten the track enough to the end of the race, which is why Tom should have came into pit lane sooner. He's cost himself a big chance of actually getting a top 5 here.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And the fact that as well, he's going to pit and he's going to be like 18 seconds behind. He will rejoin, if I have a look, he's going to rejoin from
Bunty, Yona,
second place to, Bunty and Yona. So he's going to literally be in, what, P10?
He
And
is.
he's going to have to fight hard, but he's just cost him so much time.
And do you know how I also said at the formation app, I think Montana's pulled a blinder. He has pulled a blinder. The gap is not closing. If it's going to rain at the end of the race, the clouds should be beginning to build over the circuit. It is not. It is not. The sun is still out. So, rain is now, I think, completely out of the picture. It's just a case of, can Ruti, Jensen and Lou catch Montana before the end of the race? It's 4.6 seconds. At this moment in time, I'd say no. Montana's got too much speed. His mediums are going to be better than softs towards the end of the race. Jensen's going to sit and waiting behind Ruti. That is the wrong approach if you do not want to try and work together. It is the wrong approach for Jensen. He's sitting there in fourth. He thinks the rain is going to come. I'm convinced it's not going to rain before the end of the race.
No, I don't. I think it's going to lie.
Or I think it will. Yeah, I think it will, but I think it's going to be the same as last night in F4. It doesn't wet the track enough, and it still dries to the end. That's where I think it's going with this race.
This is definitely going to cost Tom, because look at the graining as well, as Jensen now get a 3-second time penalty, what opens the interesting window for it.
Look at the cloud cover again over the circuit. The cloud has now begun to build, unless it rains this lap around. This is the only real chance, I think, for rain to come. And Jensen on the back of Ruti, it's just screaming at me he's not going to go for the move. Ruti is dragging them along. They're not closing quick enough, though, I think, on the back of Montana. I think Montana's stolen the race here. Jensen, though, is going to go for the move. I think he might be listening to me now, because Jensen goes to the inside line, up the hill and towards turn 2, through the left-hander, and then in towards the right-hander of turn 3 at Remus. Jensen through and he's into third. He realised that he wasn't getting closed down enough. Ruti and Jensen now, they need to ideally work together. By the way, Tom is on the back still of Montana. I do not believe how he's keeping those tyres fresh. He's within a second, and the only thing that I'm thinking why Tom is staying out, he's going to bring Jensen into play. Ideally, if he was ahead of Montana, Tom would have obviously held up Montana into the back of Jensen. They would have worked together. It's not going to happen. Montana's 3.6 seconds ahead of Jensen. They're closing in, but they're not closing in enough, I don't think.
Yeah, definitely not. It's just going to be just the fact that whoever just trying to get close enough. But the thing is now, the sun's gone. Jensen's at the fastest lap, but the sun's gone, and they're not actually getting any more of that hot heated on the track because the clouds are fading away. Drivers think it's going to rain, but it's just not, and they're just losing probably like a couple of well, not a couple of seconds of the heat, but I'm thinking they're losing the temperature on those tyres. And I think the problem is that, yeah, it's going to help Tom a little bit. It's not. He's still got to do a pit stop window.
Yarro's crashed through the final corner. It's a safety car. Oh my word!
What Tom needs.
This is what Tom needs, but this is now spice up the race completely. If it's going to rain, if it rains now, it's going to be into the end of the race. If it's not, it's going to be dries at the end of the race. I think it's still going to be dries at the end.
Now,
but for me...
Oh, the rain is here!
It's not. It's not. I'm on board with Montana. I can see on board with Montana. Oh no, actually it is! It is! It's starting to rain out on track!
It's now here!
This is unbelievable!
It's just literally, as soon as he got out of that, like, last corner...
But what do they do? What do they do? They have to come in for a set of dries, surely. It's not going to wet the track enough. It's Inters! It's Inters for Montana!
He's going Inters! Montana's going Inters! This is a gamble! Who's going Inters?
They're all going Inters, I think. They're all going Inters, they're convinced!
They're all convinced!
Somebody, surely, Physical stays out! Physical has stayed out!
No,
Physical has stayed out!
What's going on?
Physical, perhaps. I think he's just
came in, but on hards.
Yeah, Petterval is in on hards. The safety car gets back going slowly. Physical now leads the race. If this track is not going to wet, Physical's going to land a race win. If the track wets enough, Montana's going to get the race win. Physical, after 900 days, perhaps of not picking up a race win here in FRL, this is his chance. This is his moment. He is going to be absolutely crapping himself, I think, at this point.
Honestly, I'm shaking right now.
What is going to happen if this rain... Because the safety car is going to be out for at least 2 laps. If the rain does not fall heavy enough for the next 3 laps, it's going to be dries to the end of the race. If the rain intensifies, which I think it might,
It don't look bad at the minute.
Possibly, yeah, it could possibly be when we get the crossover. But I still think it's going to be more dry to inters.
Yeah.
Correct me at the end of the race. I might look like an absolute mug, but I feel that the track is not going to get wet enough.
No, I don't think so. You can still see a dry line. Hold on, wait a minute, but you can see now. Oh,
no!
Bad to work. Now you can see a bit of it on the track. It's going to be splashing.
It's going to be inters. It's going to be inters. You can tell by the rain falling. The rain is intensified.
Yeah, you can
Petterbull
see
is
it
in.
on the
He
track.
knows. Petterbull in. Rocker was in. Physical was stayed out, and he stayed out, and that's the wrong call. It's the wrong call for Physical. He stays out. Montana, I would assume DRS is going to be disabled under the safety car restart. If it stops raining, by the way, then Physical's probably landed themselves the race win still. But 5 laps to go after this one. Physical leads the way on a set of softs. Everyone else behind him on a set of inters. Physical has got a chance of winning this. The track, look at how greasy it is now. You can tell it is inter weather. Surely, when the safety car comes in. But they're going to be going around initially the first lap of the race on ice, and Physical might pull away a significant amount of time, and then he might not get that back. Montana might not gain that time back. It's going to be a crossover period right under the safety car restart, and I'm all for it. 5 laps to go. Physical leads the way. Montana second. Tom in third. Book yourselves up. I do not know what's going to happen in this race, but look at the spray. It's definitely inters now.
Yeah, definitely, and you can even see the spray coming out on the Physical's tyres, and he ain't even got any tyre grooves on the softs. With the race tyres as well, there's no grooves on there, and he's bringing up the spray. Physical unfortunately has put that record back in the coffin and nailed it shut tight. Also, Jensen, I bet he's crapping himself right now as well. He's got to get a move on with this because he's got a 3-second time penalty. And his championship rival behind him, Physical's in, championship rival behind him, Rudiger, he's literally behind him. And if Jensen don't get a move on at all, Jensen might be finishing probably at this point in a net P6.
Yeah.
P5 to 6.
And, do you know what I said about my top 3 prediction as well? Just saying.
Oh, no.
Montana lead. Jensen, by the way, has got a penalty, to be fair. He has got a penalty. I don't think he's going to pull away 3 seconds from Ruti, but you never know what could happen here. What an unbelievable turnaround this has been, though. I was convinced, absolutely convinced.
James, it's drying up again.
It's not. Rain is still heavy.
Well, why am I seeing kind of a clear circuit?
That's the runover effect. I think that's just the shade and everything going on. I'm on board with Mud Tom, and he's trying to get those tyres heated up vigorously. Rain looks like it's easing, though. Tom, you can tell by the spray, though, it is inters. It is pure... It's like greasy track. Safety cars in this lap. Montana leads the way. Tom in second, Jensen third. The biggest indication will be lap 35. Will it be DRS enabled or DRS disabled? Judging by the rain still falling until that point, it's going to be DRS disabled. Yeah.
Yeah, it can't be like enabled. Surely.
Montana, I think, though, is going to be the virtual Von Malander at the minute. He's a virtual safety car, and with 4 laps to go, buckle yourselves up. I do not know what's going to happen. Oliver here doesn't know what's going to happen. You guys at home don't know what's going to happen. And these drivers simply don't know what's going to happen. Montana, though, says go. On and up towards turn number 9. I thought he might do an early start, and he has. So Montana, through turn 9, has already stolen 600 of a second. Peter Ball has had a collision with Callum and has picked up a 5-second penalty. There are all the penalties, by the way, just before I flick them off. Mentos got 30 seconds, could get himself disqualified from the race. Montana, though, leads the way. Tom in second. Jensen in third. Immediately, the front 2 have pulled away from Jensen. Jensen not latching those tyres on. But Tom, with that vigorous reaving underneath the safety car, he is on the back of Montana, running up the hill with the rain absolutely falling down now here in the foothills of Austria. Montana leads the way. Tom in second, Jensen in third. Remco and Mentos are going side by side in towards turn number 2, now in towards turn number 3. They're side by side. Ryan and Harmon are side by side just in front of this as well. and Remco just about, I think, to slow motion get away from the from turn 3, and Holman has got the move done on Ryan. Ryan's trying to fight back. Mentos is, oh my god, he's just sent it down the inside of Remco. What a move that is. Down the inside, but actually Remco gets back underneath him, and Remco says, thank you very much, I'll have that one. Holman and Ryan are back through as well.
They're at it as well, and this is literally kicking off as T-Hawk has now decided to be the Conga Liga. T-Hawk has got no idea how to deal with this, and he's got so much pressure as Remco gets past Kalama, and not too bad. He's going to get close to the point position as well. Probably get up to P6 to P7 if he gets close to the penalty system, as Tom is literally a man on the mission.
He's going to wait.
He's got no choice but to wait, but does he have a quicker straight line speed? He brakes again, locks up again at turn 2.
He closes he actually closes in on the exit of the corner though, so he gets a really good run out. But Montana leads away. Yeah, Yona and Petavola side by side, and actually Rocco gets back underneath, and Rocco actually just sends that through the inside, and then to P10 he goes. I don't know what's going to happen in these final series, but what I'm convinced... Oh, it's Kalama! Oh, that's just stupid. No, that is idiocy right there. Kalama down the inside of Rocco.
Petavola as well, he's getting shoved in, but Petavola shoved him out of the way. He's like, get out of the way, you lunatic.
Petavola just goes around the outside of him, and Kalama and Rocco, both of them have had problems out on track. Let's just face that. Just too late on the brakes. Kalama, I do not know what you were doing there, to be honest. I'll be brutally honest and say that. Montana leads the way. Tom in second. Jensen in third.
Kalama's got damage, and he's going back in the pits again. He's done what he shouldn't do. Cut the line.
Yeah, left side end plate. Left side end plate damage.
Yeah, but he's cut the bloody line, James. He's cut the line.
And Physical was spun out the final corner as well. I'm not sure if he's got caught up in a collision with Mentos. But up the field, though, Montana versus Tom for the race win, it seems.
Oh my God, Montana
Jensen in third. Yona on the back of Bunty. Dives it to the inside line. Gets the job done. Beautiful move by Yona on the inside of Bunty. Through and into P8. Tom is not close enough to the back of Montana. Montana goes deep again and towards turn number 4. But Tom on the back, holding sway. He's going to attack into the final lap of the race. Has he just purely got the speed though? Has Montana got a wet setup on is what I'm thinking as well. Montana leads the way.
Depends.
Tom in second. Jensen in third. Currently my front three are looking nailed on. Jensen is pulling away from Ruti as well. But Montana leading the way. Tom there in second. Jensen there in third. Through the final couple of corners we go to start what will be the final lap of the race. I was convinced actually this was the final lap of the race. Montana leads a bit. Oh, he gets a bit sideways.
Sliding. Wow, Montana keeps it, and here we go on the final lap. Who's gonna win? Is
Tom.
It the Switzerland or is it the Brit? And Tom is on the charge, and this is the final lap.
I don't think he's close enough.
Montana's going to make Verstappen and Leclerc though.
No, Montana's got the straight line speed. Tom and Montana backs off early. Montana backs off early into the corner. Tom has only got one more chance, I think, in towards turn number 4. But yet again, he hasn't got the run off the corner. No, Montana's just got purely the straight line speed. Tries to break the toe. In towards turn 4, it's not enough. I think Tom has now considered defeat. Montana, I think, is going to win this, unless there's a mistake, and that was the mistake.
Oh
Tom on the back of Montana. This is going to come down to literally, as Callum, by the way, is retired at the session. I don't know why he went on wet, the stupid idiot. Montana leads the way. Tom there in second. Jensen in third. Coming through the final couple of corners. Montana leads the way through turn 7 and turn 8. Tom has only got 2 more chances, down into 9 and 10, but it's not going to be close enough. Montana, I think, the Swiss man, is going to come out on top. He has ultimately driven the best race of his career here in FRL. Montana ran the final corner. It might come down to a photo finish, but it won't this time. Montana to the line, wins in Austria. Tom has picked up 6 seconds worth of penalties.
Time glitch. Tom's in 5th.
Did he pick up penalties before he left the session? This is what I'm going to check on the stream.
No,
Tom,
he didn't get nothing.
He didn't get nothing. He only got one warning before he left.
Time glitch.
Yeah, he only got one win, one penalty. Oh, Remco as well, that needs taken off. 20-second penalty. Montana, though, has won. Tom will be second, so we will invent him in for second. I know he's in 6th on the standings, but he does get second. And in the end, an absolute crazy race. I was convinced it wasn't going to rain. Then the rain came. Then I was convinced it was going to rain, and then it did. And then, yeah, I got it completely wrong, I think, in terms of the strategy for the race. But Montana, regardless, giving out 3 copies of F1 2021 like he does. Top step on the podium. The Swiss man is back out on top. Tom finishes in second, though. We drove him all the way to the line, and to be fair, Tom drove a really, really good race. It's just a pure straight line difference in the end between himself and Montana. And Montana, with that strategy call, I did say he'd pull a blinder. He well and truly did. And I believe he might be in third in the championship coming into after tonight as well.
Yeah, it literally will be improved, and hopefully we get to see the championship go well. But here we are with the standings. Montana, we're going to shove Rudiger down and put Teddy Tom up there. Just imagine it like I've got my pencil and all that rewritten. Then it's Rudiger, then Lou, then Jensen, unfortunately getting that 3-second time penalty. Well, that's cost me the championship. Jonah, Henry, Bunty, Davidenko, and Rocco. That's your top 10. Harm, T-Hawk, Petterville, Ryan.
You missed them.
I missed her after it. I literally did confirm. But Kamal got retired. I think T-Hawk, Mentos. No, I think he's out. The rest of them standing like that. But there you go.
Yeah, a few of them retired at the bottom end of the field. Callum definitely retired. That was the penultimate lap of the race he was on, and he went on a full set of wet compound tyres. And I think, given his driving, possibly stewarding could be coming his way. Certainly, he'll be knocking on his door. But I'm going to go blue screen because I'm going to invite everyone through the PSN this time, so we don't have to move parties. So I will just speak for now. You probably can't hear Oliver because I'm on a blue screen at this moment in time, but we'll get the top 3 in. Remind me who the top 3 were. It was Montana, and Tom and Ruti, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Right. Tom, I know, finished in second. I know he's going to get that penalty taken off. A really unfair penalty, I think. And I checked on his race director there, and everyone saw that because he only picked up one warning. I think that was on lap 10, and that was before he disconnected. So there is that glitch, obviously, where you don't pick up the penalties until it shows, I think, at the end of the race. And that might come into play. I think it'll get removed, though. So I think Tom will get second, and we'll invite Ruti in as well for third place. And to be fair, I got 2 of the top 3 right, just give it that way. Jensen, in the end, I think, did get a slight penalty as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Look at some of the chats that came through. But I have now added everyone into the party.
Montana, Tom, and Rudiger. That's your top 3.
All 3 have been added as well. You're back on the mic now as well, so we should get the top 3 joining in very soon indeed. We have got Tom joining in. We have got somebody else joining in, and that didn't pop up. I think it might be Montana, is it? I don't know.
Yeah. I know Montana and Tom are here.
Montana and Tom are here. Fantastic. We could start then with the interviews, and of course, it is Montana taking the win here in Austria. And Montana, I even called it before the formation lap. You went on a set of soft compound tyres. That's what proved out to be the winning moment for me, because you pulled an absolute blinder on the strategy.
Yeah, hello guys, my voice is a bit destroyed because I screamed a little bit. But yeah, I was listening to you guys while driving, so I heard everything you said. So I was a bit surprised because I thought more people would start on soft and go for undercuts. And I even thought it was I didn't see it was wet until the last second. And then I changed it to soft, medium, medium. But then I just went soft, medium. And I knew the undercut was huge because the mediums are way better. So just went for the biggest undercut in history. And then tried to preserve the lead. It made life a lot more difficult than I thought. So yeah, GG to him. He was amazing. But yeah, for Austria, not too happy.
Yeah, well, really happy I think you should be after that race, when obviously that safety car came out and physical was in front of you, and we were convinced that the rain wasn't going to come. The rain did come through the final corner, and you must have been smiling out of your ear when the rain started to fall.
Yeah, it was Jeff was having a laugh once again. He was like calling the rain from lap 10 onwards, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50 minutes. So yeah, it was a bit difficult. If the safety car didn't come, it would have been really awkward with the timing of whether to pit or not. But that made the choice a bit easier. I knew I had to gamble it because everyone behind would, and yeah, then it was just luck that the rain got heavy enough, but I take it.
Yeah, you definitely take it indeed, and I believe, looking at the championship standings, I think you might be in 3rd position going into, or you're in 4th at least, I think, but you might be in 3rd in the championship standings. That was obviously your first win of the season as well. With the critics, obviously, you're not a full-time driver at the minute, you're just purely reserve. With those critics saying, oh yeah, Montana should get a spot, I think that race there just proved that he should be in a full-time seat.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just hanging on as much as I can as being reserved. And when I'm not buying myself a cockpit like last week, I am at least trying. At least now I'm at the top of the reserve list, so I should be quite safe. And I heard some people might drop out after tonight's chaotic race, but yeah, I just want to stay within the championship reach until I get a full-time seat, because then I should have a really good shot at it.
Yeah, to confirm as well, you finished ahead of Lou and finished ahead of Jonas, so I believe you are 3rd in the championship standings, obviously, going into next week in Hungary. I will let Oliver, though, come on to that and ask you any more questions. Oliver, over to you.
Yeah, loads of questions for this, Montana. The fact that you literally knew that the rain was going to come, but you didn't know when, what, in your mind, if the safety car wasn't there, what would you still have been your strategy for it? Would you just stayed on the dries, or just literally just hope for a miracle that it would just rain so quick enough to go on the inters?
I think I've been screwed over by rain in Austria so many times. I think James can confirm that in LOE and other leagues. That I would just have done the opposite of what I would usually do, so I maybe do the right thing for once. But I think I would have pitted at one point, but probably lap 34-ish, and that's also a big gamble, so yeah, I think I would have pitted, but I'm not sure.
And also, with the sprint race, what you've done as well, I know it was, like, interesting. I think you, well, after the one-shot quali, I definitely know you got a penalty, well, not penalty, track invalidated, and you started in P11, but you managed to get yourself in that sprint race to get to yourself into a decent top 5 finish. Not only winning the race and literally doing well, getting the points for the sprint race, you must be pretty happy with that, surely.
Yeah, to be honest, qualifying I didn't invalidate. Just the rear end decided to try to overtake my front end at one point in the lap, so I lost half a second-ish, and half a second in Austria is a whole calendar year, pretty much. So, yeah, then just thought, drive safe. You just need to finish top 5-ish, and then you can fight. And obviously the softs made it easy for me to gain the positions at the start, to then be top 2, top 3, which was the important bit. I like the sprint race idea, but I didn't execute it perfectly though.
Perfect. And one more question, and this is kind of a little last question. Although you've been throwing all the F1 2021 games out, do you have any F1 2022 games out? I think everyone needs the game coming out pretty early soon.
Unfortunately not yet. May try to apply as a content creator by now, but we'll see if I get away with it.
Perfect, legend, superstar. Well done on your race, mate. Well done.
Final question for me as well, Montana, before you go. Hungary next week. If you're going to be racing, how do you think you're going to get on?
I'm definitely going to be hungry for the race win.
Wait, Hungary?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Hungary, actually?
Yeah, it is Hungary. I'll check the standings.
Oh, for Britain.
I love the track. Last time in LOE I did soft hard, which wasn't smart, so I'll probably do something smarter this time. But I love the track. Brilliant. Tire temps through the roof as well, so yeah, looking forward to it.
If I don't see you dominating next week, I think you don't need to turn up for the rest of the season, to be honest. So there we are. Pressure's on!
Copy that.
Go on, enjoy your evening though, Montana.
Thank you too, and thanks for the amazing commentary, kept me awake during the race.
You're very welcome indeed, absolute pleasure as always. And we'll now move on to the man who glitched the timings, did finish in P6, we think he finished in P2, so he's deserving of an interview, of course it is Tom. And Tom, let's just talk about that sprint race first and foremost, because you and Jensen, like Saudi Arabia on Sunday, you both went at it again, really good fight again, and you both left, honestly, no stone unturned. Talk us through the sprint race first.
Well, I mean, I qualified on mediums, and then the start was a bit mental. There was there was cars going off everywhere, and then it was sort of just me, Jonah, and Jensen in like a DRS train, and then people just kept spinning off and giving me positions. I did the undercut on Jensen and Jonah, and then sort of just waited behind Jensen until the last lap. Once he got past me, and then on the last lap I went for the move.
Yeah, waiting behind for the move, unlike Sunday, of course, where you were chopping and changing positions with your teammate there. But obviously, took the race win in the sprint race, set you up, of course, for the feature race, still delivered a really good performance in second. Talk us through that disconnection, though. What happened? Did your game crash or something?
I don't know, it came up, network cable unplugged. I don't know what happened there, to be honest. But then, like, it just instantly came back to me and I got straight back in. I don't know what it was. I rang my mum to ask if she'd unplugged it from the router and she said no, so... it must have just been a weird glitch in my PS5 or something, and I lost probably like 3 or 4 seconds. I'm not really sure, I'll have to look back to see how much time I lost, but I definitely went from like 2 places in front of Henry to right in front of him, and yeah, I think Montana probably would have caught me anyway, but the safety car saved me, so I wasn't not too bothered, no.
Yeah, I was going to come on to that point actually with the safety car. Obviously, it did save you in terms of your performance. I think still a P2 is well deserving, of course. You're up now in the championship standings, which is a big positive. Oliver, I'm going to go over to you now. Any questions?
Yeah, a couple of questions, Tom. Well done for tip-tapping your way straight up to the top 3 position. Prix must be your happiest day. I think it's your first podium, right, in FRL?
Yeah, it is. I haven't had the best of seasons so far. After last week, I had an incident with Lou, and that ruined my race there. And then in other races, I'm not sure what happens. But yeah, I'm happy that I got the first podium.
Definitely, for sure. And it's not only that, you also got your first win as well. It may not be the full win, but at the end of the day, you won the first ever FRL sprint race. So what on that? How did you get your car so alive and winning that? It was an amazing drive.
Yeah, Austria's just a bit of a DRS train. It's all about like choosing the right time to overtake. So even if Jensen might have had more pace than me, we don't really know, but you just sort of got to pick the time to overtake, and I did it on the last lap, so it worked.
And definitely that has helped you, because after doing well in the sprint race, that gave you 10 points, because it goes back to the original old school for F1 points. 10 points for that, and also finishing second, 28 points, so you must be thrilled with that, and hopefully that gets you up on that championship board, and hopefully see you hunting down Jensen.
Yeah, I was trying to overtake Montana at the end, but in the wet you just can't really do anything. But I was still happy with P2, especially after disconnecting. And 28 points is going to help me towards maybe not challenging Jensen because he's just so consistent, and I'm just not. But hopefully get higher in the championship than I am now.
And with Hungary coming up, I'll save this for James. With Hungary coming up, are you very hungry at that track, or are you just not really in that hungry mood?
Well, I don't know. It's a bit of a sticky one because the tyre temps are a bit mental. I think Montana might have the advantage because of certain assists, but I'm not going to go into that. Jensen, I know, is like... It's not his fault, obviously, but Jensen's like an alien when it comes to tyres as well. And I'd say my hungry pace isn't even that crazy, it's just a bit average, so I'll try and get a decent result, but I don't think I'll be flying away or whatever.
Well, perfect, thank you for all of that amazing race, and it's probably been your best race out there, so definitely I would have to say, in my opinion, driver of the day.
Thank you.
Go on, enjoy your evening, Tom.
Thanks, James.
Very welcome indeed, and I believe that is it, because I don't think we've got Rudy in the party. We don't have Rudy in the party. We've got 2 Montanas apparently in the party, according to my party screen there. Oliver, you're still here, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here for sure. Do you want to introduce for the, Montana Junior?
Could be Montana
Yes,
Jr.,
hello.
yeah, but it's your account, but you're appearing as NSX Montana for some reason, which is really strange indeed. That does round us off, though, in terms of the interviews. Big thank you, of course, to Montana, the real one, and, of course, Tom, for talking us through their races. Brilliant racing, of course, and I think the sprint and the feature race format worked very well, especially in the top tier here in F1, and hopefully that is going to be a carbon copy of what's to come later on in the season, where we have got more sprint qualifyings. I think there's another 2, if I'm not mistaken. And that is another 1, and that is in Monza on the 23rd of May, a week before my mum's birthday, believe it or not, as well. So Monza there for sprint qualifying and, of course, the feature race. But until then, we've got Hungary coming up next week, Oliver. Should be a really good race, and as Montana unfortunately said in his interview, drivers will be hungry for action.
Yeah, definitely, but hopefully they don't. I just completely blanked out there. Yeah, they'll probably, hopefully, will be hungry for their race, and hopefully they can save it for the dessert.
Yeah, we're overusing, I think, the hungry pun now. So I think that is it. That's the course run. There'll be plenty more, I think, to come. Perhaps we'll get the starter, main course and dessert next week in Hungary. Next week, of course, at the Hungaro Ring. But that rounds us off very nicely, of course, here on Twitch. If you do want to, of course, have a look at the stream on YouTube, it will be uploaded, I think, tonight. It'll be uploaded on the YouTube channel tonight. It should be up there, I would say, in around an hour's time or so. I'm going to export the video after the stream has finished, so that will be live on YouTube tonight, so you can re-watch the race there. And as well, you can re-watch the race on Twitch, where, of course, we are broadcasting live, of course, for F1 this season. That rounds us off, I think, very nicely indeed. Oliver, I know you've already said it. Driver of the day is...
Tom, I have to say Tom's deserved it. He's just done a, most incredible race he's ever done out there in FRL, and I think he would be very happy to get driver of the day with it.
I think purely on the sprint race as well, and I'm sorry to have to do this to Montana, Tom does get my driver of the day as well, unfortunately. I think that sprint race performance has just swayed it, I think, because Montana drove phenomenally well in that feature race. The strategy, everything worked out in his play. Obviously, with physical staying out, who knows what could have happened if the rain didn't actually come. But everyone risked it for the Inters. They were right. Montana took the rain because of that strategy, because of his calls. He took the feature race. Tom, though, for me, gets driver of the day. That dive in towards turn number 4. Jensen obviously tried to get back on the inside line. Tom and Jensen, though, watch out for this battle. This season will develop between them two. And if Jensen and Tom are not fighting each other, then it's not FRL F1, because honestly, that was simply sublime, and it really gives a good attitude, I think, and a good level of respect, not only to everyone here, but for them too, and their team as well, because I think they are two very good drivers. Watch out for them through the league racing community until the end of the game cycle, at least. But I'm rambling on. Big thank you, of course, to Oliver for joining me in the commentary box, as always. We are going to be, of course, live next week, once again, on Twitch, on FRL F1, and that's, of course, at Saturday, that's, of course, at 7 PM UK time. It's not on Saturday. 7 PM UK time, of course, on Tuesday next week. F2 also live on YouTube, and F3 and F4. F4, by the way, Davidenko is back next week, so you're not getting me, unfortunately, if you're an F4 fan. So, F3 and F4, of course, Monday night at 7 PM as well. Cannot wait to bring you more action next week. But for myself, from Oliver, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.